Video blog.
Hey there, this is Tim from Twice Circled, and welcome to episode 5 of the official Megaquarium video blog. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you a few new features. One of them is the mood mechanic, the other one is the dynamic water quality mechanic, and the third thing, which I'm really happy with actually, you can see right now, these I'm calling these tank summaries, because they only appear for the tanks, and they basically give you a persistent bit of UI, although I will put a button in to let you toggle them on and off, to let you see the key facts for a tank. And I've got to admit, the most important one is just being able to see the capacity here at a glance. This starts off kind of 0 out of 4, 0 out of 2, and then as you're adding fish you can see it hop up right in front of you rather than having to open up the window, which was the only way to see it before. Really helpful. Anyway, so I built a small aquarium here just to show off a couple of the features nice and quickly. In fact, I think the best way to show off the mood you can see right now, and this is this little smiley face here. It will change into a frowny face if it's not good, and you can also see a little bar here on every single fish. This is an average mood that you can see here, so this is, well, there's only one fish. Here, this is an average mood, so this 76 is the average of these two, and you can actually see a detailed breakdown of what's causing the mood by hovering over the little face. But I think what I will do, well, should I talk you through this now? I think the best way to talk you through this is actually by building another tank. So I'm just going to expand a little bit over to the side. And what we'll do is we'll build, I guess we could just go for another one of these. Actually, I kind of prefer these corner ones. Let's do a little corner one here. I think that'll work quite well with a staff door. Whoops, this side. Let's put a wall, and well, so here we go. You can see to start with, it only shows you the stuff you need, this summary. So what I like about this is straight away you can kind of go, okay, well this has got a capacity of 4. So let's add, say, one of these hinds, which will grow into a 4 eventually. And then instantly the 2 out of 4, and you get the stats. So if you're trying to create a balanced tank which has more of one thing than another, then you can kind of, as you're adding new fish and other livestock, you can see the stats updating as you go. And you can also see this this happiness here. So we can click on that, and then we can hover over it, and we can go, well, why's he got a slightly less than perfect mood? So we can see that the default mood is 80. The water quality, which is this over here, which I'll talk about later in the vlog, is at least 60, which is what this fish requires. But it's getting a -5 from the fact that it's still settling in. So every time you move a fish, you get this temporary -5 to mood, which is just a little bit of thematic stuff, because it is realistic. Fish don't like getting moved around. And it's not going to cause you a lot of hassle, but it is, you're not going to be wanting to jump fish around during a single day. It's absolutely fine to move your fish around. It only lasts a day, but if you're moving your fish every single day because you're trying to do some kind of like thing where you try and make all your fish follow your guests around by making them put them all in the same tank where a guest is, then this -5 I think will add up every single time you move it, so to stop you kind of moving it lots and lots and lots. Anyway. And it's got no scenery. And so what I like about this, and this is just the first example, is that you can kind of see, oh, and it gives you a little prompt of what you should do next. Well, I should add some scenery because it's making this fish a little unhappy. And then if we get the fish up, you can see here that it's greedy and clever. So we know that the pirate chest is good for greedy fish. So we add a pirate chest, and now it's happy, which is great. Now something it doesn't show you unless you put another scenery in. It's clever. I can't remember. Do any of these do anything for clever? No. So we'll just put something else in. Let's put a rock in to increase the filtration. And to be fair, we haven't actually added a filter yet. So yeah, let's one thing at a time. But I'll just quickly show you now. If we put another little bit of scenery in, so for example a rock, kind of want this actually at the back and the pirate chest at the front. So let's just do that. We can pick this up. Let's put it like that, and then let's put a rock in here. And now if we hover over, And you can hover over it here, or you can do it here. You can actually see that for variety of scenery, it's getting +1. So for each scenery that there is in there above 1, you actually get a bonus to your happiness. And that's a small encouragement to have a variety of scenery rather than just having the same thing over and over again. It's just I'm just someone experimenting with. It's not necessarily a final mechanic. I think I need a bit more than that because it's still very effective just having the same scenery over and over again. But I think there'll be lots of other mechanics that fight that, like guests will find repetitive scenery boring and that sort of thing. Anyway, so the next thing is that we've just added a little bit of filtration capacity because rocks actually provide biological filtration. And so if we hover over the water quality, which is the other system that I put into the game, you can see that it's currently at 100%, but the estimated final water quality is 38%, which isn't very good, which isn't actually good enough to satisfy even the groupers, which have a very quite easy to satisfy water quality, only 60%. Yeah, it's going to make it pretty unhappy if it goes underneath this. So that's another way of the happiness, basically. So if you go underneath the water quality, you get a negative modifier to your happiness. So it's going to take quite a long time to get there. It's going to take 13 days for the water quality to reach that low level. But you know, it might reach 60 in just a couple of days. So we want to avoid that happening. Or maybe I'll just leave it just to show you what happens. But we could obviously add more filtration to deal with this. Now, I'm going to just hire a staff member. Hopefully this will be enough. You know what? I should probably add an extra food box in here just to make it a bit quicker, just in case. Now, what's cool, I think, about this new water quality, dynamic water quality feature is that it's definitely going to change as the game goes along. So before it just affected your filtration, just affected capacity. Now capacity is just based on your volume of your tank. It's just a flat rate thing. So and what's nice about this is the water quality. It depends on how many fish. So I call this the bio load. Is the first number. It's fish symbols basically. It's basically the size of your fish. It's the relationship between that and the filtration capacity. So as your fish grow, that will also put a strain on your water quality. And at the moment, it's quite easy because I've just got small tanks. But one of the things to bear in mind is basically, so you know, say this filter here has a filtration of 4.4. Well, that's going to be quite easy with these small tanks. In fact, if you look at these ones here, these which only have 2, the water quality is actually steady at 100%. Okay, that's the end of the first day. Oh, Bubbles was left hungry. That's a shame. Yeah, I guess it's not quite efficient enough. The thing, we got 106 ecology. I wasn't really watching what's going on. That's fine. Alright, let's just hire another staff so everybody gets fed and start another day. So I'm going to show you that now. Actually, now we've got 76 science. We might be able to unlock a new tank. I want to unlock a big tank to show you how it works. The biggest one we got at the moment is yeah, these are all 4. Oh, this one's 6. Oh, right, I haven't unlocked that yet. Okay, well, let's speed up time. And let's see how these are going. Another little change I made is that the length of time that a guest will now view a particular tank is proportional to the size of the tank. So it means that with these little tanks, which only have kind of 4 or 5, before it was kind of mad, the guests would spend just as long looking at the tank as a big tank, which meant that the small tanks were really nowhere near as good as the big tanks in that regard. Cool, made a little bit of money, got some stuff coming in. We got enough to unlock a new tank now. So we could go, no, that's 300, 150. Okay, go for this one, that's a 6. Or we wait and get this 200 one. Yeah, let's just wait and get the 200 one so I can really show you. So I think that's this. You'll notice that, you know, they won't spend very long looking at these little tanks. What are you doing? And these big ones they spend a bit longer looking at. So it's much more about point density. I mean, we can look at this. You know, 2212 compared to 65. You know, it makes sense that they should spend longer looking at this one. So, but this has actually still got a higher point density because it's double the size, but it's quadruple the points. Okay, still no size up, so we don't have to worry too much about water quality. You can see these water quality coming down though. They're estimated finally to end at 80. This one's coming down really slow. I mean, it's only got the one fish in, that's the thing. And it's actually, you know, the other interesting thing about the water quality is that if you can read the tooltip, the water quality changes quicker on tanks with a low volume, because basically it takes time for all the crap to build up, basically. So that's why this isn't really a problem. But once this grouper grows, this water quality is going to come down quite quickly, and it's going to grow on the next tick. So there's still a couple more things I want to explain. Let's unlock this big tank, and let's do it like that. Staff door here. Let's wall it off there. And I can't remember what was I trying to show you with this one. Oh yeah, that was it, the filtration. So if we add a filter here, this is a small filter. We have got the bigger filter, okay. If we put the small filter that we've been using so far, oh no, it's got no fish in yet, and we fill it with fish. So let's go for, can't unlock these yet. Let's go for some clownfish. Let's have another, like, this is all the damsels basically. How is that full? Now that's full. Okay. The estimated water quality is 40%. So this is the same filter as we have attached to this tank, but there's just that many more fish in there. So you've got these kind of three different things you're looking at. It's like the amount of fish, which is the bioload. You've got this volume, which determines how quickly the water quality changes, and then you've got the filtration, which is comparable to the bioload. So with a bigger tank, and also, of course, the volume also affects how many fish you can put in there. So most of the time you're going to be filling your tanks because it's going to be the most efficient way to generate points. But you're going to have to make sure you've got enough filtration to go with it. So for this one, I think what we're going to do, now we've put that one down, we're going to definitely have to add some rocks to... And you can see, wow, that was it. What happened with the happiness? That was just the fact that they didn't have any scenery. But now you can see the estimated final water quality is 61%. And actually, if we look at all of these, the clownfish like 65. Okay, well, we add one more rock then. Estimated 68. Well, that's good enough. And you don't have to have the water quality any higher than it needs to be. There's no... Basically, these are really hardy fish, these ones we've got at the moment. And there's just no need to go higher than that. Let's put a nice variety of stuff in here. And obviously, you know, I know, by the way, guys, I'm aware you've seen a lot of this same stuff before, all the same content. Obviously, down the line, I'm going to be adding loads of new scenery, loads of new fish. At the moment, it's all about adding new features. So that's what I'm going to be concentrating on, and hopefully you find that interesting. So let's do another day. Hopefully we can get round and feed everybody. I mean, this, you know what, we should add a food box here, because this is going to take a lot of feeding. I mean, we've just added 4 fish. So far we're doing fine for size. Now I think some people are going to grow at the end of this day, and then we're going to have to rethink about have to rethink our tanks, because it's going to get interesting. I'll show you. Okay, so a couple of things going up in size, other stuff going up. These are, you know, our new fish, still relatively small. This is all good. Didn't make much money because our staff and food costs. But we've made a lot of points. Now, didn't some things size up? That's interesting. I think maybe I've got a little bug where this stuff doesn't update until the game starts going. No, that's really strange. So that's size 3 and size 2. Okay, well that's just a bug. So this should really say size 4, and I'm just going to recreate that for you. So I'm going to add that there. And now, sorry, it should say size 5. That's what I meant to say. So let's just pull this out. Let's close these. Okay, and now you've got the final thing I wanted to show you, which is about the another thing that can affect happiness, which is crowdedness. And that is if you have more fish in the tank than there is capacity, then you get an overcrowding negative. So here the overcrowding is causing -10 unhappiness. Now this is separate to water quality. Yes, the additional size is also going to drag our water quality down. And you can see that there. It's now gone to 64%, whereas I think it was steady at 80 before. But it's actually a separate thing, the overcrowding, because the water quality we can just fix by adding another filter. But there's no way of getting around the fact that basically this tank is now just too busy for this many fish. We can leave the overcrowding if we're not that bothered about the happiness of the fish, but yeah, it's just another little facet. So there's quite a lot of new mechanics this time, and it's, you know, I'm still playing with them and seeing how they work together. Hopefully, there's quite a lot of interaction. Like you said, you can see there's quite a lot of different interactions between the way the capacity goes with the filtering against the water quality and the happiness. They all interact in slightly different ways, and there's a number of interactions. You know, water quality is different to overcrowding, but they both affect happiness. And then you've got obviously the scenery, which can increase your filter power, and it also has the knock-on effect of having more variety. I hope that's good. Let me know what you think. I'd like to think that it's not overly complicated, because I've just explained it all to you, but you didn't really need to know all that. And it's only when your fish grows over 5 for the first time, or you place lots of fish in, that you even notice that there's this overcapacity problem. And then you can wait till your water quality gets to a level which is causing unhappiness before. You know what, I keep calling it happiness instead of mood. I don't know. I've been trying to call it mood because I feel like that covers unhappiness as well as happiness. Whereas if I say final happiness is 30, it's like, but it's low. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, it does. A little bit of happiness doesn't make sense. It should be unhappy or happy. Anyway, but I keep calling it happiness, so maybe it's just like in my head. But I'm going to try and call it mood because that's what I've gone for in game. But basically, as long as you're just keeping an eye on your mood, and you can just see here, like because of this new tank summary, you should be able to see straight away, 1, look, it's overcrowding, it's red, and 2, you've got this low mood. And you know what, yeah, this is size 3, obviously that should be coming up, but now, and hope you can see here, this estimated water quality is going to be 25, and it's actually going to get there a bit quicker. And so eventually we are going to have to add some proper filtering to this. Interestingly enough, basically this biological filtering is doing a lot to help. If we didn't have that in there, let's take it out and put it over here, it would be getting there in 11 days. That went down. That's really weird. Okay, that's some broken math in my simulation. That should have gone quicker when you didn't have the extra filter capacity there. Okay, I don't understand that. That's strange. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, I'm going to wrap up this vlog now. I hope that makes sense of what I'm saying, and that what I'm trying to do is create interesting systems that have like fun interactions, so there's a lot of scope for optimization. But if you want to just play it kind of casually, and you just basically wait for the happiness to go down, and then you kind of figure out what's gone wrong backwards from there. So you know, basically, if this water quality ever goes below 60, you'll look at the happiness, and it will say, oh, water quality below 60, you're losing some happiness. Then you can add the new filter. So it's quite reactionary. Whereas with Big Pharma, it was very much, I felt like you had to know everything up front before you could really start enjoying it. And I'm trying to make a game which has the potential for depth, but which you can play quite simplistically at the beginning if you want to. So yeah, let me know what you think. Hopefully I've not made it too complicated. When I was describing it to you there, it sounded really complicated to me. But yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Lots of tooltips, lots of all that sort of stuff. I think that'll help a lot so people can learn as they go along. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you've enjoyed it and you haven't yet subscribed, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, I will see you for the next one in about a week's time. Thanks for watching. Bye.